Your company capped your AI tokens, and your first instinct was probably frustration. I get it. But stay with me for a minute, because this moment is telling you something important about your career, something most developers are going to completely miss. Here's the problem. Over the past 2 years, a lot of developers have built a dependency. Not a package dependency, a cognitive dependency. We've outsourced the first draft of our thinking to a language model. Need to write a database migration? Prompt. Need to debug a race condition? Prompt. Need to write a design doc, a pull request description, a Slack message explaining why the deploy failed? Prompt, prompt, prompt. These tools are genuinely powerful. I'm not here to tell you AI is a fad or that real programmers don't use autocomplete. That's not the point. The point is that somewhere along the way, the tool stopped being a tool and started being a crutch. And now your company is pulling that crutch away. And suddenly you feel unsteady. That feeling, that wobble, that's not the company's fault. That's information. That's your nervous system telling you something important about the gap between your perceived ability and your actual ability. And if you're honest with yourself, you already knew the gap was there. You just didn't want to look at it. So let's look at it. There's a Stoic idea from Epictetus that I keep coming back to. He said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things." The token cap is not the problem. Your interpretation of the token cap is the problem. If you interpret it as your company being cheap, as management not understanding developers, as some bureaucratic nonsense slowing you down, you'll spend your energy being angry and miss the opportunity entirely. But if you interpret it as a signal, as a mirror being held up to your craft, this becomes one of the most valuable moments in your career. Because the truth is, the engineers who will thrive over the next decade are not the ones who can write the best prompts. They're the ones who can think clearly, debug methodically, design systems with intention, and write code that communicates to other humans what it's doing and why. AI can help you do all of those things faster, but it cannot do any of those things for you. Not really. Not in the way that matters when the system is down at 2 in the morning and you need to actually understand what's happening in the code you supposedly wrote. So here are 3 practical moves to turn this constraint into genuine career advantage. First move, rebuild your unassisted fundamentals. Pick one thing you've been leaning on AI for and do it manually for the next 30 days. Write the SQL queries by hand. Write the unit tests yourself. Sit with the error message. Read the stack trace. Follow the thread. This will be uncomfortable. That discomfort is called learning, and you've been avoiding it. Your fundamentals won't come back in a day, but when they do, you'll use AI from a position of strength instead of a position of need. That's mastery augmented, not mastery replaced. Second move, budget your tokens like you budget your time. Right now, if you're honest, a lot of your prompts are lazy. They're vague. Fix this code. Make this better. Explain this to me. When tokens are scarce, every prompt becomes an act of clarity. You have to know what you're actually asking. You have to understand the problem well enough to articulate it precisely. And here's the irony. The better you understand a problem, the less you usually need AI to solve it. Scarcity is forcing you to be a better thinker. Let it. Third move. Start documenting your own reasoning. One of the most damaging effects of heavy AI usage is that it erodes your ability to explain your own decisions. I've seen this in code reviews. Someone makes an architectural choice, and when you ask them why, they can't tell you. Because they didn't consider the trade-offs. The model did. And the model's reasoning evaporated the moment they closed the chat window. So start keeping a decision log. Every time you make a meaningful technical decision, write down what you chose, what you didn't choose, and why. 6 months from now, you'll have a record of your own engineering judgment. That's not just useful for your craft. That's useful in performance reviews, in interviews, in conversations about promotions. Now let me zoom out. The anxiety you feel about token caps is not really about tokens. It's about identity. Over the past 2 years, a lot of developers quietly redefined what it means to be good at their job. Being good stopped meaning deep understanding and started meaning fast output. And AI made fast output trivially easy. So suddenly, everyone felt like a 10x engineer. But deep down, a lot of people started wondering, is this me or is this the tool? That's imposter syndrome with a new flavor. It's not, I don't belong here. It's, I belong here, but only with this thing turned on. And that